Perfect. Well, since you have your pillow, grab your pillow and set it down, and we'll sit on top of it to begin. So what this will do is allow your hips to open just a little bit more, so you can sit in your comfortable cross-legged position where your shins are closer together, or I really like when I have a pillow, I really like to have my ankles kind of closer together, and then allow my knees, you can tell like your knees will just like melt down to the earth. So find that position. Place your hands on your knees. And we'll close our eyes. Begin to check in with your breath. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and away, back down. Do that a couple times through, settling into your body. Begin lengthening your inhale and lengthening your exhale. Unclench your jaw, release that space in between both of your eyes, known as the third eye. Just begin to melt and release everything that you're holding in your body. Tonight's flow is going to be a heart-opening flow. We're going to do a lot of movements, allowing the energy to open up in our heart space. So a lot of time we can hold a lot of tension and pain in our heart space. We want to open and release that spot. When we release any tension that we're holding into that space, we allow ourselves to be loved more. We also allow ourselves to love others more. So just to begin, let's bring our arms behind the back of our head. You can either just place the palms on the back of your head, or you can interlace your fingers. And then your elbows are out wide here. We're going to do our cat-cow, keeping our hands in this position, but it's just a real gentle, slow movement. So inhale, lifting that chest, lifting the gaze up. And exhale, round to cat. You can bring your elbows together, almost even to touch. Then inhale, slowly lift up, taking your gaze upwards. Exhale, rounding out your spine. Draw your navel in, the elbows touch. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, rounding out the spine. And then inhale, come back up to center, keeping your hands where they are. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, just reach over to the right. Your right elbow towards that right knee. Then inhale, back to center. And exhale, the left elbow over to the left knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center, and release your arms, placing them back on your knees. And then closing your eyes once more. If you had opened them, you can close them again. We'll take big circles with our hips, starting with coming over to that right side, to the middle, and then to the left, and to the back. Just real gentle, big movements. Noticing your breath, keeping it lengthened, keeping it deep. Breathing in that heart space. And then once you come to your to the back, reverse it. Coming over to the left, to the front, to the right, and to the back. It's really big movements, slow movements here. And then coming back up to center. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and take a gentle twist over to the right. Placing that left hand on the knee. The other arm behind you, gaze goes over the shoulder. And then staying in the twist, take your gaze over the opposite shoulder, so that left shoulder. And inhale, arms back up, and exhale, twist over to the left. The right arm gently just falls on that left knee. Gaze goes over the left shoulder. And staying in the twist, take the gaze over the right shoulder. And then inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's extend our legs so we're still up on our pillow here. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Notice how that feels with you a little bit more lifted. For me, it gives me a deeper stretch in my hamstrings, allows the hamstrings to open a little more. Lift your chest. Inhale your arms up overhead and hinging with your hips. Gently fold over those legs. Keeping your inhales and your exhales deep and lengthened. And then slowly rise back up. And then we will come onto our all fours. Just put the pillow off to the side because at the end of the class, we will come back to it. So just keep it close by. So finding all fours, hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. We'll create our flow. We'll inhale our right arm up towards the sky. Gaze goes with it. And exhale, thread your right arm under the left. But we're just gonna hover. We're not gonna melt down yet. Then inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread that right arm through. Inhale, right arm up, twisting over to the right, shining that heart up. Exhale, threading arm through. One more time, inhale, arm lifts, gaze follows. And this time, thread that arm through and you can melt that right shoulder and the right ear onto the mat. Let's take our left arm up towards the sky and wrap it around, meeting that right hip. Opening that heart space on the left. Find your breath. And then release the left arm down. Plant the palm in front of your face. Press up with that left hand and come back to your tabletop position. Let's flow through 3 rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale, lifting your chest, lifting your gaze, your pelvis tilts. Exhale, rounding out your belly. Split cat. Inhale, pressing into the hands, lifting up that heart. Exhale, rounding your belly. One more, inhale, really pressing and lifting, opening the heart space. And exhale, rounding out the belly, navel touch the spine. And then come back to neutral spine. And then we'll do our flow on the left side. Inhale the left arm up, slowly up towards the sky. Gaze follows. And exhale, thread it through the right. Inhale, lift that left arm, gaze follows up. Exhale, the left arm threads through the right. Inhale, left arm lifts. Opening that heart space. Exhale, thread it through. One more time. Inhale, lift up, tall and strong. And exhale, thread it through and land it gently on that left shoulder. Your left ear comes down to the mat. And that right arm lifts up towards the sky and wraps around and meets the back of that left hip. Close your eyes. Find your breath. And then release that right palm down in front of your face. Press into the right hand. Lift back up to your tabletop. Plant the left hand down. We're going to flow through that cat-cow 3 times. Inhale, lifting the gaze, lifting the heart. Exhale, rounding out the belly, the spine. Tuck the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding out the spine, the navel tucks, chin tucks in. One more inhale, lifting up, gaze goes with it. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, coming back to neutral spine. Take a wide leg, bring your knees out to the outer edge of the mat, big toes touch, and press back into our child's pose, allowing your heart to melt towards the ground. Your forehead melts to the ground. Your arms are outstretched long in front of you. Find your deep inhales and your deep exhales. Finding a space in your heart to open. Maybe even finding something that you're grateful for. Focus your mind on that love and gratitude. And then let's slowly lift back up to our tabletop position, bringing the knees directly underneath the hips. Walking our hands forward, out as much as we can, keeping our hips lifted, and then melting your heart once more, coming into your puppy pose. Allowing your forehead to reach the mat. Find 3 inhale rounds, 3 exhales. And then keeping your arms where they are, slowly bring your hips forward, almost into like a kneeling plank, but your forearms are still onto the mat. Keep bringing your hips forward and then allow your belly to melt to the mat. You're going to end up finding your way in Sphinx pose. So your forearms are still down, your palms are spread wide, your shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Your thighs and your legs are completely pulled together, a long line. Your shoulders again away from the ears. Your gaze can be forward or maybe even slightly up. And then let's bring our hands beside of our chest and lift up to a cobra. Gaze is forward, pressing into the tops of your feet. And then exhale, press back into child's pose with your knees together. And we'll inhale, rise back up, walk your hands out long, and coming back down slowly with your hips into that Sphinx pose. So we're going to create a little flow here, coming down into your Sphinx. Holding here for an inhale. and an exhale. And then draw your hands in closely towards you and lift up for cobra. Then exhale, pressing back into your child's pose with your knees together. Inhale up to tabletop. Walk your hands extended out forward, coming down onto your forearms, allowing your hips to melt down, finding your sphinx. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands back towards you and lift up, cobra pose. And press back, child's pose with your knees together. Let's hold here in our child's pose with the knees together. And walk our hands over to the right, as far over to the right as it'll allow you without lifting that left hip up off of the back of your heels. And take the left hand and the palm and place it on top of that right palm. And allow your heart to melt towards your thighs, towards that right thigh. And walk your hands back to center and over to the left. Again, as far over as you can without that hip drawing up. And place that right palm on top of the left palm. And allow your heart to melt over the left thigh. And then walk your hands back to center. We're going to come back again to that Sphinx pose. So walk your hands out, coming onto the forearms, allowing your belly to come onto the mat. And then let's extend that right arm long out into like a T position. And then come down onto your chest and bringing your left palm on close to the chest on the left side. You're going to lift the left foot. You're going to bend the left knee. And then you're going to draw the left foot over to the right. So you're kind of twisting over, but you're keeping that right arm extended. Twisting over to the left. And if you can, place the sole of your left foot onto the ground. Allow your right ear to melt. And then bring your your left arm behind you to your left hip. Feel that really big, deep stretch on the right side. We're really opening the heart space here. There shouldn't be any effort in this pose. It should really be a pose where gravity is doing a lot of the work. So if you feel that you're tensing up, back out just a little bit. Find your breath. And then bring that left palm back in front of your face and slowly roll back onto your belly. Draw that right hand back in. And we'll do all of that on the left side. So extending the left arm out to that T position. Bring that right hand just slightly down towards your right chest. Then you're going to bend the right knee, bringing the toe pointed forward up towards the sky. Lift it up. Lift the knee up towards the sky, twisting over to the right, allowing that sole of the right foot to plant down. And finally allow your head to come down onto the mat. And then you can keep your hand here, or you can wrap the right arm around you, coming to the back of that right hip. And close your eyes. This is one of my favorite poses to go to after I've been sitting at a desk all day, working virtually. Really opens up the shoulders. And then coming out of it, just slowly draw that right hand back towards in front of your face and twist back over with the right leg, finding your belly. And then we're going to take our arms, we're going to bend our elbows, coming onto the backs of our arms here, and bring your palms to press on the back of your head. So your palms are pressed, they can touch behind your head. And then slowly walk your elbows in towards your chest. Just opening and releasing the back of those shoulders now, just for that big stretch we just did. Your chin is tucked in. And then release those hands back down. Draw your hands in towards your chest. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Find your downward facing dog. Oh, that feels so good after doing that. Bend your knee, your right knee, and then your left. Make it real slow, real gentle. Come up high onto your toes and then draw your heels, grounding towards the earth. Press into the palms of your hands. Allow your head and your neck to release. Maybe even close your eyes here and imagine the energy from the ground, from your feet, coming up your legs, up through your spine, and into your heart space, from the back of your shoulder blades. Drawing, softening those shoulder blades, softening the heart space. Make sure you're breathing here. And we'll rise up on our toes, bend deeply in the knees, and slowly walk towards the front of the mat, finding your forward fold, allowing your chest to melt towards your thighs. Let's bend the right knee deeply, extending the left leg. So you can keep your fingertips resting on the ground. I like to keep them resting on the ground. Or you can have them just gently resting on your shins. But you'll bend the right knee, extend that left leg long, and then switch. Bending the left knee, extending the right. It's just a real gentle bend, but you'll notice when you do this, it feels really good on your hamstrings there. Just do it a couple times through, bending one leg, extending the other. And then let's extend both legs and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Your navel's tucked into your spine. Your shoulders and head are the last thing that come up. Rolling your shoulders up and away from your ears. It's great. Just a mini sun salutation flow here. So inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, really leading with that heart. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Navel tucks, chin is tucked in, shoulders draw up and back, head finally lifts. Inhale, arms come up towards the sky. Exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Roll up, one vertebrae at a time, the navel tucks in. This is just nice and slow movements here. The chin is tucked, shoulders draw up and away, your head lifts. Inhale, arms lift up, overhead. Exhale, leading with that heart, fold over. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly rolling up, pressing firmly into the bottom of the feet, one vertebrae at a time. Having the shoulders roll up and back. And then find your way mountain with your hands at heart center. Let's step back with our right foot. Finding your high lunge, your hands are in heart center. Let's bend deeply into that lunge, making sure though that the knee is tracking a line with the ankle. If you need to heel toe your foot forward to have a deeper lunge here in order to keep the integrity of that, you may do so. And then drop your right knee down onto the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead, gaze follows. And exhale, bring your hands, place them behind your back, the back of your neck with your elbows out. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, bring the arms back down on the opposite side of the left foot. Lift up the back knee, draw the left foot back, finding your downward facing dog. Hold here for 3 inhales and 3 exhales. Imagine your heart drawing towards your thighs. Let's flow through our vinyasa, just slowly, mindfully here tonight. Inhaling forward for plank or modified plank if you want to keep it more gentle. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way down. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet towards the front of the mat, finding your forward fold. And we'll kind of do that little pedaling out, bending the right knee, extending the left leg, and then switching. And then extend both legs, tucking your navel into spine, your chin tucks. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Having your head be the last thing that comes up, roll your shoulders up and back. And bring your hands to heart center. Let's take a big step with our left foot this time, finding our high lunge. So if you need to heel toe your foot forward just a little bit, finding that deep high lunge, you may do so. Hold here just for a moment. And then drop that back knee down to the ground. Inhale, arms up, overhead. Exhale, draw the hands to the back of your neck, opening up your elbows, lifting up. Inhale. And exhale, bringing your arms on opposite sides of that right foot, lifting up that left leg, drawing the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Let's take our 3 inhales and 3 exhales here. Melting the heart towards the thighs. Then flowing through our gentle vinyasa. Inhale forward for plank or modified, keeping it gentle. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Let's walk our hands to the back of the mat this time, finding our forward fold in the back of the mat. Grabbing a hold of opposite elbows. Allow yourself to just ragdoll sway to the right and to the left. And then release the hands down. And let's reverse swan dive. So coming back up with your arms lifting, your heart comes up towards the sky. Arms up overhead, palms press, and hands come down to heart center. Let's take a big step forward with our right foot. Finding a bend in that right knee. Rotating the back foot at a 45-degree angle. We're going to open up to our warrior 2 on the right side. Gaze is over the right fingertips. Bending deeply into that knee. Shoulders away from the ears. Your heart is lifted. Drawing your shoulder blades together, opening up your heart just a little bit more. Make sure you're breathing. And then let's come into our side angle, coming onto that forearm, or if you have this mobility, you can come onto the fingertips on the opposite side of that right leg. The left arm comes up towards the sky and over, coming up out of the crown of your head. Draw that left shoulder away from your ears. Open up that left shoulder, the heart shines up over to the left. And then bring the left arm up to the sky again. Wrap it back and around, finding your high lunge. Hold here in your high lunge for just a moment. And then drop down the left knee down onto the mat. Inhale, arms up, overhead. Exhale, hands come behind the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the chest, a little mini back bend here. And exhale, hands wrap around on opposite sides of that right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift that left leg. And the right leg comes back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Hold here for 3 breaths. And then slowly walk your hands back towards the back of the mat, finding your forward fold and your ragdoll forward fold again. So grabbing opposite elbows, allowing the head and neck to release, and slowly sway back and forth. And then release those hands, and we're going to reverse swan dive, coming up. So bringing your arms out to the side, lifting with the chest, slowly rising up. Arms come up overhead, palms press, and hands come down to heart center. Let's take a big step with our left foot forward, finding the high lunge for just a moment, and then rotate that right foot, planting it down at a 45-degree angle. Opening your arms up to a warrior 2 on the left side, bending into that left knee. Gaze goes over left fingertips. Draw the shoulder blades back towards one another. Notice how that opens up your heart just a little bit more. Find your breath. And then slowly coming down into that side angle on the left, bringing that left forearm onto the left leg or on the back side of that left foot. Your right arm comes up towards the sky and then up and over that long line of energy. Draw that right shoulder back and down. Your gaze goes up, opening the heart to the right side. Find your breath. And then bringing that right arm back down, rotating onto the back of that right foot. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, bringing the hands, interlacing them behind the back of your neck. Inhale, lift up. Just a mini back bend. And exhale, bring your hands back to both sides of that left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift up, draw the left leg back, finding your downward facing dog, and find your 3 breaths. bend our knees, opening the knees out wide towards the edges of the mat. Your big toes touch. And press back into our child's pose, allowing that heart to melt all the way down and the forehead to rest. And cycle through 5 breaths on your own here. And then lift up into your tabletop position. Draw the knees back directly underneath your hips. Walk your hands out and then find our puppy pose. Again, melting the heart towards the ground and coming down onto your forearms and keeping the hips lifted up towards the sky. And lastly, allowing your head to come down onto the mat. And then lift your forehead back up. Walk your hands back directly underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Let's inhale the left leg up for 3-leg dog splits. Bend that left knee and open up the hip. You're drawing the left knee open. The foot is coming over to the right. Hold here just for a moment, pressing equally into both hands. And then if you want to take the full version where we flip over, we draw that left foot over to the left, opening up into a back bend. The left arm lifts over your head. Pressing firmly into the palm of your right hand, pressing equal weight into the soles of both feet. And then slowly unwind, bringing that left foot back, coming back, lifting that left foot into 3-leg dog splits, and then maybe rolling out the hip and planting it back down. Maybe wagging the tail back and forth. We're going to flow through just a soft vinyasa, just kind of equalizing our body here after doing that on that one side. Inhale, forward for plank or modified, keeping it gentle. Exhale, leading with the chest. Chaturanga down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right leg up, 3-leg dog splits. Bend that right knee, open up the right hip. Bring that right foot over to the left, pressing equally into both hands. And then if you're ready and want to do the full expression, you twist over to that right. Extending the right arm up towards the sky. Gaze goes with it. Pressing equally into both soles of the feet, lifting your hips up, lifting the heart. And then slowly unwind, planting that right hand back down, finding your down dog, maybe lifting up the 3-leg dog splits, rolling out that hip just a little bit, and planting that the right foot back down. Let's walk our feet towards the front of the mat, finding a forward fold, and then sitting in to our hips. Just slowly come down into a seated position with our legs extended out in front of us. Keeping our legs extended, our feet are flexed, and our fingertips are going to come towards our glutes. So you might want to just stay here, or you can even sit up. If you want to sit up on your pillow, you can do that as well. I like to do that because my hips or my hamstrings are tight. Lifting up. So you coming back, lifting your chest. Staying here if this is enough, or you can lift your hips up towards the sky. Hold here for just a moment. Really opening up those shoulders. Coming onto your heels. And then slowly roll back down. Bring your knees into your chest. And give yourself a big hug. If you're on your pillow, just remove that away. And then coming to a boat pose. Let's come back onto our sit bones. Lift your chest, your hands come on opposite knees. Come up onto your toes. And then lift your feet up off of the mat. Keeping your legs, your thighs closely together. Bringing your arms out in front of you. Finding your strength in your core. Finding your breath. And then release your feet back down onto the mat. Maybe scoot to the front of the mat just a little bit so you have enough room to come down and roll one vertebrae at a time onto your back. Keeping your knees bent, walk your feet in closely towards your glutes. And just we're going to cross our right foot, bringing our right ankle over that left knee. And take the palm of your right hand and press gently into that right hip. Just a gentle press. And then, if you want to, you can lift the left foot up off of the mat, interlacing your hands behind your thigh or on top of your shin. Finding your pigeon here. It's on your back. If you have your hands binded, you're going to release your hands, keeping your feet where they are. Open your arms out to a T position. Then we're going to twist over to the left, bringing the sole of that left foot onto the ground. So we're staying in our figure 4 position. We're keeping both knees bent. Our right foot is planted on the ground. Our gaze is going to go over the right shoulder. You're going to take your left palm and press gently into that right knee, really opening up that right hip. Just a little bit more. Gaze is over the right shoulder. And then release that left arm down. Lift your legs back up and unwind and extend your legs long just to kind of give it a counter pose here, maybe shaking out your knees. I'm going to scoot back on my mat here just a little bit. So shaking out your knees. And then we're going to bend both knees in again, planting the soles of your feet onto the mat. Draw the feet closely towards your glutes. And then you're going to bring the left ankle to that right knee. And take the palm of the left hand, gently press into that left knee. And then either staying here, or you can lift that right foot up off of the ground, interlacing your hands behind your thigh or your calf. Finding that full pigeon here on your back. Breathe into that opening space in that left hip. And then if you have your hands interlaced, open them out into a T position and twist over to the right, placing the sole of that left foot onto the ground, keeping both knees still bent here. The sole of your foot is on the ground, opening up that left hip. Gaze goes over the left shoulder, and your palm of your right hand presses gently into that left knee. And then release that right hand down. Lift your legs back up and extend them long.
out in front of you. Again, maybe shake your knees out just a little bit.
And then grab your pillow, and we're going to take your pillow long ways on the mat. So if you've got your pillow, you're going to drop it long ways along your mat so that your spine, you're going to come up towards the back of your pillow, just right there with your hips. And your spine is going to melt over the pillow, allowing your neck. If your neck falls over the pillow, depending on how long your pillow is, that's totally fine. That's actually really great. Even better, it's almost like a fish pose. And then you want to extend your legs long. Oh, I'm going to scoot back a little bit here. So extend your legs long. And you can either rest your arms down by your side, or if you want even more of a heart opener, you can open your arms out into a T position, allowing your shoulder blades and your shoulders to hug the pillow, allowing gravity to open everything up in that space. And as you lay here, close your eyes. Find your breath. So coming back again to that intention of the heart. The heart it's the center of love, empathy, and compassion. Unstruck sound in Sanskrit, anahata, is represented by the element of air and the color green. Like love, air surrounds and sustains us in this life. Anahata is a chakra of positive energy connecting the lower chakras to the higher ones. When it is fully opened, the heart chakra becomes a channel for universal compassion, our true self. It is here in this space that we invite the infinite love to flow through us, allowing it to heal ourselves and heal others. The lesson of the heart is that we must fully love and accept ourselves before we can love and accept others. So allow your body to settle even more, noticing your breath. Take your mind's eye to your collarbones, feeling how wide they're opening here. The space that holds your heart. Bring one hand to your heart and the other on top of your belly. And bring your awareness to the space that surrounds your whole heart. Notice it rise and fall with your breath. As you inhale, feel the belly expand and fill your lungs with fresh air. As you exhale, feel your belly contract, emptying out, creating space for new awareness. Now imagine you're breathing in a large emerald light through your nostrils, settling down and into your heart space. It brings with it warmth, making the entire upper body feel toasty and cozy. As you breathe, allow this light and warmth to grow. Only by opening our hearts can we allow love to come in. If you have felt pain, perhaps a broken heart, you've opened yourself up enough to expose yourself to vulnerability. This is a courageous move. And by doing so, you extend light onto those who need love. Take a moment here to call to mind someone or maybe multiple people whom you love. Bring their faces very clearly into your mind's eye. Now allow love to radiate from your heart space out and into that person or the people. Now call to mind someone or multiple people who you have a tough relationship with. Bring their face very clearly into your mind's eye. Now allow love to radiate from your heart space and into this person or people. Now call to mind yourself. Picture yourself here in this room. Bring your face very clearly into your mind's eye. Now, using all of this love, compassion, and openness cultivated here in this space, begin to wrap yourself up in love, sending it out from this space that holds your heart. And then slowly rolling over off of the pillow onto your right side. Keeping your eyes closed here just for a moment. And then press yourself up into your comfortable seated position. And once you find that seat, bring the palms together in front of your heart and have the thumbs touch that heart space. And gently bow your head. Take a moment offering gratitude and love to yourself, to your body, for showing up tonight on your mat. Take a moment offering gratitude and love to the person or people you brought to your mind's eye just now that you love so dearly. Take a moment offering and sending out gratitude and love to the people that you might have a tough relationship with. May you carry that love that you have innately in you. May you carry it with you this week, shining it brightly in all of your relationships and especially for yourself. I offer you love and gratitude myself. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know how to stop. Oh, there it is. Okay.